In this video, we will discuss about simple if. Simple if is decision making statements. In this, we will see a general form of simple if. Now, when we have to take the decision at that time, we can use a simple if. We can use a if else or nested if else or if else ladder. So here we will just see the simple if. The general form of if statement is given here. So here if in bracket we have to write the condition. This is a parenthesis. So within this parenthesis we have to write condition. This condition, it can be a relational condition or it can be a group of relational and logical conditions. Now this condition, it will give you an output either true or false. So if this condition is true, then it will execute this statement block. Now this statement block, it can be a single statement or it can be a group of statements. If this condition is true, then it will execute this block statement. If this condition is false, then in that case it will not execute these statements. Then if this condition is false, then in that case it will directly comes to here and it will execute statement X. If this condition is true, then in that case it will first execute this statement block, then it will execute statement X. Now the same general form we can represent by using a flowchart of the if statement. Here you can see the flowchart of if statement. In this flowchart we can see that we have a condition, and if this condition is true, then we can execute the statement block and then we will execute the statement X. Now if this condition is false, then at that time this statement block is not execute. It directly goes to statement X and it will execute it. So this is the flowchart of if statement. So the same thing which we have seen in the syntax, so same we have seen in the flowchart of if statement. Now here we will see one of the example so that it will be clear for us. So we will write a program to check whether the number entered is a positive number or a negative number. Here we will write a program to check whether the entered number is positive number or negative number. Now for this, when we have to write a program, so first we write header files. So we have to include header files and therefore we write #include stdio.h. So this is standard input output header file. So we have to include this header file because some functions are there that we have to write. So that's why we have to include this header file. The second header file we will include, that is conio.h. conio.h. So this is console input output header file. Now after this we will write void main. This is a main function, and from our main function our compiler starts the execution. So therefore our program should contain the main function. After main function we will declare certain variables. Now for this program we have to take one number from the user and we have to check that number is a positive number or a negative number. So therefore we will declare only one variable, and that variable is used to store the value which we will take from the user. So here we declare the variable that is num. So it is int num, and here we have given the semicolon. Now int num, so num is a variable of integer data type. Now we have to take the value from the user. So therefore, to give the message to the user, we will write the printf statement. In this printf statement, we write /n. It means the contents or the text will come on the new line. So therefore /n. The message is enter the number. So this is the message. Now after this, we have a scanf function. This scanf function, it is used to take the value from the user. So here we will write scanf. Within this double quotes, we write %d. So this is a format specifier for integer data type. So %d, double quotes close, then comma, then whatever the value you will insert or you will enter, that user will enter, that will be stored in the address of num variable. So therefore here we write %d, double quotes close, comma, ampersand num. So where is the address of num? So that at that location the value of num will be stored. So this is ampersand num. Now we have taken the value from the user, and now we have to check that whether that entered number is a positive number or a negative number. Now here, if our number is greater than 0, then it will be a positive number. So therefore we write here if num is greater than 0. So here we will use a relational operator greater than. So num is greater than 0, then we will print that number is a positive number. So therefore we write here printf %d is positive number. %d is positive number. So here this %d, it should print the value of num. So therefore %d is positive number. This should be in a double quotes. After that the comma should be there, and then here the value of num should be printed. So therefore here num we have written. Now this opening brackets, it should be closed over here. Now this is for a positive number, but if our number is a negative number, then in that case when our number will be negative number, when the number is less than 0, then that number will be negative number. So therefore we will write the another if statement, another simple if, that if num is less than 0. If num is less than 0, then what will be executed, that should be mentioned in a opening curly bracket. And here what it will print? It will print, I will write here. So it will print, so here printf, within this printf double quotes, and we write %d is negative number. Now %d is negative number, so here instead of %d, it should print the value of num. So here num will print, the value of num is printed is a negative number, and then this opening curly bracket is given here, then here it should be the closing brackets. So after that, now this is the part which is used to print the positive number, and this is the part which is used to print a negative number. Now after that, at the last we will write the getch function, and now the closing bracket is here. Now in this way we have completed this program. Again I repeat that within this program we will write a program to check whether the entered number is a positive number or a negative number. Here we have to include two header files, that is stdio.h. This is standard input output header file. The second header file is conio input output header file. Within every program it should contain the main function, because our compiler starts with the main function, so therefore main is given. Now int num, this is a variable declaration. After variable declaration we will print a message that enter the number, and after that we will take the value from the user by using the scanf function, and that value it will be stored in the address of num variable. Now then we have to check whether the entered number is a positive number. So therefore when the number will be positive, that num is greater than 0, then the number will be positive. So therefore within this if we have written the condition. Now here it contains a single condition by using this relational operator. If this condition is true, then this bracket or this statement block it will be executed. Now if this condition is false, then it will directly comes to this second if. Now let's see, if this num is greater than 0, if this condition is true, then it will execute this block. It means it will execute this statement that num is a positive number. Now here we have shown a single statement. It can be a group of statements. So here if this condition is true, it will print this number is a positive number. But if this condition is false, then from this statement the compiler control goes to this statement. It means this block will be not executed here, so it goes to the next line. So after this condition, if this condition is false, it directly comes to here. It will check this condition that num is less than 0. Now if num is less than 0, if this condition is true, then it will execute this block. This block contains this statement that this num is a negative number. And if this condition is false, then it will directly comes to the getch function. If this condition is true, then it will execute this statement. And after the last, there is getch function, and our program is terminated by using the closing parenthesis. So in this way we can write a program for check the entered number whether it is positive or negative. Now we will see that what will be the output. Now the output can be, so first the message will be printed. So message is enter the number. Now after this user will enter certain message. After that there will be the enter. Then user has to enter a particular number. So for example I will write 12. After 12 I will again enter, and then control will goes to here. The value of num is 12. So 12 is greater than 0. So here condition is true, and therefore it will print this block of statement. Now here it will print that %d. So instead of %d, the value of num will be printed. So here the value of num is 12. So 12 is positive number. After this, now this block is executed. After this it will goes to the second if statement. Within this second if statement the value of num is 12. So 12 is less than 0 and this condition is false. So therefore if this condition is false, then our control from this statement it directly goes to getch statement. It means after this block our control will goes to getch function. So in this way we can execute our program. Thank you.